Awesome. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. We are going to go through the agenda, and we have a lot to go through and a lot of fun stuff. We're going deep diving right into the back offices of some of the programs we're doing and just giving it the complete raw live fill, right? We're going to click on buttons. We're going to show you some contributions, some earnings, potentials, whatever that may be. We're going to dive into it all. So glad you guys are here and glad you guys are watching the replay if that's the case. Hopefully you get the most out of this. My name's Chris Bills. Obviously, this is a Crypto Wealth Club team Zoom call, right? So we go over everything and anything within the Crypto Wealth Club space, right? What we're doing, what we're coming up on, the updates, the goods, the bads, and the uglies. And I always love and like to hear from you guys, right? So as you see, let me blow up this agenda a little bit better for you guys so you can see what we're working with. I'm going to go through a few things, and then we're going to dive into these back offices. But as you see, we've got the intro, welcome, and updates, right? Kind of what I do right now. And then we're going to go into the back offices, right? We've got 3 programs that we associate ourselves with. So we're going to go into those, right? And it's not to boost or toot anybody's horns, nothing like that. This is me being as transparent as I can to show you guys what we have. I think this is a very important process when it comes to this stuff, because we just want to make sure that you see it all, you get to be a part of it all, whatever that may be. It's all about just being transparent, being real with you guys, and giving you the exact details that I've been given, right? And that the other leaders have been given. So we're going to go through that, right? And then we're going to go through the back office of each training academy, and not too thoroughly on that. I'm just going to pinpoint, show you exactly what is there and available for you. And then we'll talk about the Daisy updates, right? We've been having calls all week, which are really fun and learning a lot from those. And then we'll dive into some Q&A. So if you have any questions along the way, please definitely throw them in the chat there, and we will conquer those as we go through it. Some important links you see here, tronlink.org, right? That's the #1 dApp browser that we use, and that is recommended if you are new to that. You've got the link to the academy. This is the general academy, which I'm going to be showing you a lot of. You've got the login access, and then you've got the mobile app. We're going to go through all that, and then the YouTube. So that's kind of part of this first few minutes of the slide. Obviously, we highlight our YouTube channel tremendously because it's beautifully done. It's bringing in a lot of traffic, and it's growing, but it's not only doing that, it's a great tool for you to reference for anything, right? The academy is going to have some exclusive training, some exclusive content that's not available unless you're part of CWC. But the YouTube channel is going to have a lot of great links to send out to people, and obviously driving some traffic and creating that bigger footprint on social media. So please go in, like, and subscribe. This really does help the community. It doesn't just help me. It doesn't just help Bo Bridgewater or Chris or George or any of the other leaders. This helps the whole community by bringing more people to us and distributing them throughout the community and bringing that success, right? That's what it's all about. So definitely tune into that. Please like and subscribe. And I mean, I've made Bo and those guys go and like every single video. So I don't, you guys do what you want and leave comments. Whatever you want to do on that, we really would love it and appreciate that as well. So definitely get over there and check that out. This is all the groups, right? So we just go over all this stuff at the beginning of each CWC call because there's always new people, and we want to make sure that everyone gets their proper messaging. But we've got a lot of groups, right? And I think it's doing pretty well when it comes to this system. With some separate groups, and then our CWC chat being like the main one where we discuss a lot of things. But we've got the specific one for Daisy, right? And that's just strictly Daisy updates from corporate. We've got the Beurax CWC channel, very highly active. That's got multiple things going on in it every day. Lots of testimonials, lots of tools and tricks and stuff, strategies, all kinds of good stuff there. If you're within any kind of interest of Beurax, which after this presentation, I would imagine you have a poll still, you would be interested in that, along with all of our programs, of course. Power of Two official, right? Right now, they're actually got the same time schedule, unfortunately, with some of their Zooms. So we're trying to, kind of figure out around that. But you go over to the channel there and get the latest updates. They're still currently working on some back office, not necessarily the back office, but the landing website and the marketing funnels and pages and tools. So that's still kind of all being updated as we speak. So that's taken, its toll on the timing, right? Because we've been building P2 for a long time and it's been very successful. And then they kind of did a rebrand and made it more of a career path, which I think is tremendous. So we're going to talk about that when that comes, but join that group as well. And then you've got the CWC channels, right? So you've got the channel, which if the chat is too much for you, I highly recommend joining the channel because that's just updates and announcements. You don't have all the conversations going on. You've got the Facebook Love Group, which is a very, very important Facebook or very, very important group if you're trying to build your business, which I imagine you are. In that group, we post our Facebook posts and each of us go and help like and comment and love. We're supposed to love it, right? Not like it. And just boost those posts in the Facebook algorithm. So more on that as we go through. And then you've got the Facebook page, right? Different way of bringing the information to each other. Some people like Facebook more than Telegram. So we've got both of those, guys. So tune into all those if you haven't already. Just a quick reminder, the mobile app is something that I would hope everyone moves over to. It's not to say you ditch the desktop or the mobile site or the site, but this is really a very convenient and nice way. And it also allows us to send you announcements. It's almost like just an announcement banner that comes across, and it's really cool to do that. And we send announcements on a daily basis to the mobile app regarding everything in it and the Zoom calls and everything. So really a cool way to just give you those reminders, very clean and user-friendly. So definitely check the app out. You've got the information to access it here. And this is the symbol, right, for the mobile app when you go to download it on your phone. Very easy. Obviously, you want to sign up through the main site here. And then once you're in, you just come to the app and use your email and it should connect you right up. And then we go over the schedule, right? This is, as of now, very consistent. We do want to add some of the P2 ones. We got to figure out a time though, because Monday, Wednesdays are conflicting. And so we need to talk amongst ourselves and figure out what we want to do there if they're going to keep that schedule. But you see here, we've posted this several times, so just make sure you save it. But you've got the blitz calls. And we do the staggered times, and I'm going to explain that, right? So you've got a blitz call here at Sunday night, and that's the start of the week, right? The blitz calls, those are tremendous. If you guys haven't done one yet, please check it out. I'll give you a little highlight of the academy when it's there. But we do a 9 p.m., right, which is a late night in the United States time frame, and some other places. And then over here on Wednesday, we do a 6 a.m. And that's designed for the other people who couldn't attend because of the time zone issues, right? So this 6 a.m. one, we actually do need to do a lot better job of promoting. It's definitely designed for really anybody, but obviously for like South Africa and the UK, I know that time is still a little tough for the UK as far as like a working day, right? It's usually, I think, right in the middle of a work shift, an average work shift there. But that's what these are designed for. Obviously, we record everything. So the most important thing is you get the information, but we would love to see you live on these, of course. And then you've got the team calls, right? You see the agenda down here, the legend of what these mean. Same thing with team calls. So the blitz and the team calls, there's basically one topic a week, right? So this same topic will be on the next call as well. So the Sundays will start the blitz, Wednesdays start the team call, if that makes sense. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you've got the Daisy Zooms, which are overviews, tremendous presentations there. And then we've got the Beurax Zoom so far right now on 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, just a quick reminder, we always post the updates on when the calls are, 2 hours prior and 1 hour and so on. The link for the Beurax Zoom, I have updated it in some of the recent posts, but that is a new Zoom link. So we'll post it, coming up close to tomorrow. Just make sure if you saved the old Zoom link, we had to build or we had to get a bigger room. So we have a capacity of 1,000 now, which is awesome because that thing's blowing up. So just wanted to give you guys some highlights on that. And then last but not least, our Daisy calls, right? We've had these all week. We've got the recordings if you've missed them. Really some brief updates, but really some great training and information. And the most important, I think I'm getting out of these is those live trading results, you guys. Anyone in Daisy that was able to get registered successfully as we launched the first time, you are now seeing trading results. And I know you're jumping up and down because that's passive. That's going to happen for the rest of our lives moving forward. Obviously, unless, there's no internet one day or something, it's that's obviously not going to happen. But they're showing the trading results. They're going in, they're diving in, showing us what it looks like, how it is. So we're learning a lot there, right? One piece of information I want to add on this topic is let's all remember the website is still being updated, right? So a lot of the data that's being shown, a lot of it is now pretty accurate, right? It's way better than it was just a week ago, but let's just keep in mind that some of it may not still be accurate, right? They're still doing a lot of updates and they're still doing a lot of things to make it better. So let's just, keep that in mind. The fund part, the trading part seems to be pretty much 100%. And that's really fun to watch and see how that interacts. See how we can interact with that as it comes. So the next call, right? We've knocked out 2 this week. We've got one, which is, so for me, it's 7 p.m. Wednesday right now, right? So this lands on 1 a.m. Friday for me, which is 8 a.m. UTC, 3 a.m. Eastern. So we'll post updates. We'll tell you when it's coming up and all that good stuff. Excuse me. And you'll just go to daisycrowd.com. So hopefully you got all that information. I've been talking to some of the Daisy leaders, and there's some great communication going on. Jeremy hasn't been on these 2 calls. I got word from him. He's really just been busy, right? Really putting his time and effort into making sure the development of everything's going. They are under a lot of pressure, right? And that's okay, right? I mean, they should be, right? They should be under a lot of pressure to get this thing done and really ready to go live. So I believe the next call, which is February 12th, we will have actual, hopefully going live updates, right, on what to expect, because coming up this weekend is the 2 weeks that they said that they probably needed to get this thing rolling. So no time and dates clarified yet, but I've got some good hope. And I had some good conversations today that things are looking really good. So I just wanted to give you guys that information. Hopefully you've got this now. So I believe that's the last of the slides. Yep. So let's jump out of here. Now, let me just ask, is there any questions on anything that we've gone over so far? Just want to make sure before we dive into some back offices. All right. Remember to throw them in the chat if you guys have any. So with that being said, and bear with me, when we go to upload these back offices, it does take a moment, right? Because it has to interact with the smart contract and all that good stuff. So we're going to show you the Power of Two's back office. This is an account, right? I'm going to refresh it. It most likely is going to boot me out. So we'll have to, get that all plugged up and going again. Hopefully it just loads. We got to obviously check our wallet, make sure we're in the right one, which is that one. So now it's going to fetch some data and populate everything. Let me give you just a background story. Some people are maybe new. And so CWC, right? We've come together when we first started. We wanted to be a fun, interacting, community that not only learns crypto, grows crypto and knowledge, and then earns it, right? We kind of in the same spot as grow. But that's the whole messaging here. And we first got introduced to P2 and it was phenomenal. We had a little bit of a rocky launch. Smart contracts are not easy, especially on the Tron blockchain. So, everything's flying colors with P2 now. And we've got a lot of great things. They're doing a lot of tremendous updates for you and everybody out there that's new, right? The best thing I like about this is the way it's programmed to, where it's a low startup, right? This is not the... the correct one. So let me refresh that. That should pull some different data. Um, so yeah, they're doing a lot of marketing updates to where we can put this business on autopilot, and really allow it to crank. And I think it's a very good move, right? It's really going to help bring some traffic and attention. And P2 definitely changed my life. Not only from the people that I met, but just the experience I had and the efforts. I mean, this was a project that I put up my heart and soul into, just like I'm doing with CWC. So anything we have and do, I'm 100% committed. We do our research, and all of these programs too, just so you guys know, I would say, but obviously besides Beurax, we do have really good connections with Beurax's corporate, and some of the upper lines. But in Daisy and P2, I mean, we're fully connected to the top, right? P2 especially, right? I mean, I've got every single detailed question, answer, whatever you need that comes from P2. I'm literally on the phone every single day, all day with the founder and the co-founders and the guys who run this, right? The developers, everybody. So feel confident that's where we are with things, right? We've got our ticket into the door in these programs like no other person out there, right? So we really understand where we stand with that. So Power of Two is great, right? And I don't want to go too much into the opportunity. We're just going to go into like back office tours. Most of you guys have probably seen information on these, right? There is information all over our academies, which I will then go show you after each presentation of the back office. So if you're looking at the back office in P2 and you're new to it, right, you've got these different slots. Now, P2 is formed up of 4 smart contracts, right? It's 2, but 4 different plans. So the one plan you're looking at is right here, right? Okay, and it's got 2 payout options. And this is called X Factor and Prime. So very simple back office. There's not much you could do wrong or really do here as far as contributing and going forward there. So you've got 10 slots in every program that's offered, right? The X Factor, if you see here, you can get spillover and obviously personal referrals. So this account right here has 64 direct referrals. This account is almost fully contributed besides this slot here. So you could easily buy it. That's what it looks like when you go to buy a slot. And this is obviously in Tron. Now, the cool thing about this program that's never been done and still has not been done is it's tied to the US dollar. So as you guys are obviously in the crypto space and probably have some Tron in your wallets, Tron has done a phenomenal job in the last few weeks, specifically the last week. The value that it takes to contribute to this program will never change. And that's a very unique part of this program. And when you come in, it starts at $10, and that'll activate slot 1 in X Factor and slot 1 in Prime, okay? And so how this works is you go and this is off of a team-based referral system, right? And so it fills in these spots. And if you look at my screen, the first 2 at the top are going to go to your upline as commissions. The next 3 go to yourself, and then this one cycles you out. So I'm going to be very brief on how these programs work because we do have I'm going to show you where to learn it, but I just want to at least give you the visual of what it looks like, the potential, right? I mean, this account alone is generated over $29,000. P2 started in October, right? So it's definitely a short journey there for some great success. Prime is amazing, right? Prime is really cool. You're going to learn a lot about Prime and the numbers here and what you can do with your own business with this. This one's really a standout, longer term process, but really can benefit you down the road. So we'll show you where to learn more about Prime. Now, if you go into the latest, they basically made a new smart contract tied into the same back office, right? So you've seen, I didn't really log out or anything. I just clicked over and it's pulling the data for the second half of P2's program, which is the power bank and power line. Now, this stuff is really cool as well because this is where some of the passive income comes into play, right? Obviously, you're going to see, contributions from, your team and as you build. But when you look at the power bank, this is pretty similar to like I guess the best way to put it is is like a I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. With this, right? So if you get somebody in slot 1, you've got 3 different bubbles to fill, right? So the first 2 go to you, the next one goes to your upline to cycle you out. So if you get 2 people on board and you only have slot 1 and they come into slot 1, you've made $10 there. Obviously, we have explanations to teach and show this as well. And so it goes the same as the power line. So when you come into P2, right, I said it was $10 to join. You got slots 1 and 2, or sorry, 1 in the power, the X factor, and 1 in prime. If you want to fully come in and be participating in all 4 programs, then you would put in $20, and that would come into giving you slot 1 in each of the spots. So just wanted to highlight that. Like I said, I know that if you've never seen this before, you're like, what the heck's going on? And I'm going to show you where to really learn this, right? We just want to kind of show you and get you to feel for everything. So, and get a sneak peek of a back office that has some numbers, right? That's really cool to see. So the real cool and exciting thing about the power line is obviously that it's passive. And I want to hurry and highlight this. As you see these little eyes, right? The information buttons, you can click on that. They aren't on any of the other ones. They're just on the power line section, because this is a global power line for the whole community of P2. So once this loads, it should pull up it's a tier or slot 3, whatever you want to call it. It's going to show everybody in the whole entire company that's in slot 3. It's only going to show me the top 50. But what this means is it cycles through. So every time someone comes in at tier 3, it's going to pay somebody out. And then the next person goes in line, and it just literally is one unilevel of paying people out through the system as they join, right? So the next person right here, it shows this wallet address. That's the next person who's going to make the slot 3 contribution there in Tron. It shows that these ones cycled, and then these ones are in the queue, as you can see that. So for instance, let's just see. So the wallet to this account that we're looking at, the COS at the end of it, we're going to look for that one real quick and see if that one's potentially, yeah, see right here. This is the same wallet. So the account we're looking at, it looks like it's probably about 20 people away, and then it'll just cycle through. And that, I mean, that's going to pay you for life, right? But it does take people. It's people driven. It's crowdfunding at its finest, right? And so as people come through into slot 3, let's say 3 people come through in the next 24 hours. This account right here, that's that we're looking at, is going to be bumped up 3 spots closer to the payout spot, which is that golden spot up here. So hopefully that makes sense. You can actually do that in every single one of these, right? And obviously the higher the tier, the less people that it's cycling through, which is going to pay you more often. So it's a really important thing. Now, one thing to remember is you can't just go and buy tiers or slots in Powerline and not in the Power Bank. They come together. So every time you want to move up, you're actually buying one in each of these sections here. So you look at this one. This is slot 4. Just to quickly show you another example, we're looking. So this one we may have already have gone through recently. And like I said, this is only the top 50. It shows you here there's 739 people in slot 4 in the power line. It's only showing us 50. So yeah, this wallet is not looking like it's in line for this anytime soon. So that's just how you look at it, right? So pretty cool information, really a cool concept. I've never seen it out there before. With all this going on, right? And so this one on top of the others, so this has got 11 grand in contributions. And then if we back it up one more step here to come to the main page of X Factor and Prime, this one had, what was it, 29. So I mean, you guys, you're talking $40,000 worth of Tron in contributions in, since October. Unreal. I mean, absolutely unreal. And so P2 is very powerful, very great program. And I think we've got a lot of trainings on it and a lot of help. So anyway, as this loads, just want to make sure we give everybody the final information. It does take a minute because it's got a lot of this data that it populates. So you can see it there, that populated. But yeah, very, very simple and very easy to understand. And so when we go to the academy side of things, we go over here, okay? I had this one pulled up and I changed it for that intro video. So you've got all the different things here. We're just going to go to the P2 one. These are all the products in the academy. If you haven't seen it yet, this is a gold mine, you guys. No one's doing this, right? No team, no leader, no one's doing this besides Crypto Wealth Club. So if that interests you, right, P2 seems like something you want to line yourself up with. We've got all the support and help that you guys could possibly imagine. So you can come over here to the P2 training academy, and it's going to look similar to some of the others, but we've got all the proper information, right? We welcome you to the channel, and then the academy, and we've got all the walkthroughs. You've got different intros. We do the breakdowns of all 4 of those. And thank you, Bo. Bo just put the link to access this specific academy. But like I said, I didn't go into too much detail of how those pay out and how those comp plans work, because it is all here for you guys. I mean, Bo does a tremendous job, and Chris, and I think I'm in some of these as well. We just really break down how these are, how to build them, how to earn in them, and how they work. And so definitely check that out. I will put this out there that some of this information, see, this was a presentation. This was, I don't know if there's a date on there, but this is a little bit ago. I think it was probably like November-ish. But everything here is enough for you to understand it and learn it, right? Nothing changes in the comp plan because it's a smart contract. Excuse me. So you've got it all, you guys. You've got the PDFs in multiple languages. We've got some of the basics here in the training of crypto, and then all the how-tos as well. These are very similar in some of the others, but we've got the how to join in Power of Two, right? Using different wallets. We've got the marketing pages and all that good stuff. So definitely take advantage, right, of what we have here. And if it makes sense to you. Also, the number one thing, and I told myself I should have said this at the beginning of the call, but I'm going to say it probably 5 more times throughout the call. Anything you see here, reach out to whoever's invited you, you guys. That is a thing we strive on. And I've had some people like really question it, where I do get a lot of people who reach out to me and say, hey, I want to sign up in this. I want to sign up in this. And the first thing I'm always going to ask them is, who invited you to CWC? Who told you about me? Who told you about this? Because that's transparency. We want to keep that within our community, because it's just the way we started, and it's the way we're always going to be. I'm never going to try to undercut somebody or try to snag somebody from somebody else. It's just not going to happen, and I don't tolerate it. None of us do. And so if we honestly hear that's going on in the community, we will put a stop to it, just to protect you guys, right? We spend our lives doing this and building our own network, and we want to make sure it's a safe community for you all. So always, as you're going through this, reach out to your sponsors, see what they're thinking of it, and then you can reach out to me for any questions. Absolutely, 100%. But I will ask you who your sponsor is, who invited you. If you've come across our pages on YouTube just from searching, then yeah, just let us know that, and we'll figure out the best plan for you. So great stuff here, guys. We are now going to take it over to, let me just ask, I guess we can break it down. Is there any questions on this topic, right, with P2? Anything that I've discussed or talked about that anyone has questions on? Feel free to interrupt, and feel free to throw it in the chat as we move over to the next back office overview. Okay, so we're going to head out of here. Again, you've got great info. You've got, even at the very bottom, there's a lot of info. At the very bottom, you've got some old Zooms. These are from previous, but it's good information. Some of it may not be relevant to the time, but yeah, you've got lots of great information there. And then I showed you guys where to access the Telegram. That's where everything is live and up to date as well. So we will keep updating all this information as we go for you guys as well. So we're going to close out on this. We're going to go to our other tab and pull up our next back office. I've never done this, guys. I think this is fun. This is cool. And I think people deserve to see all this. So we're going to go into Daisy's back office. Now we are going to talk about, the fact that it's not fully showing the data, right? We do know and understand it's showing a lot more than we've seen, which is tremendous. So let's make sure we're in the right wallet, right? So what I did there is you can go to daisy.global. You just got to make sure you're selected on the correct wallet before you go in and try to connect. So we'll go ahead and connect here. And it's asking for me to accept. We'll go ahead and do that. That was just on my other screen. So a lot of this, as you guys know, if you're in Daisy, it's not accurate, right? I'm pretty sure, I wish that was accurate, right? This account is in generation, it's in tier 7, right? Those qualifications in the green are, from my understanding, pretty accurate. They should be across the board for all of you guys as well. But these check marks, yeah, we don't know. I mean, it could be. I assume it might be, because this is a pay setter. This account has achieved pay setter. There's actually, let's see what the reports are showing in here, because this stuff is changing every day. So I always try to keep up what is showing accurately and not, referral requirement 0 of 27. So things like that obviously need to be updated. So, and then this all starts over, right? This whole 30 days, we've been alerted that that'll start over. So it'll be very interesting to see kind of what the situation looks like when we go live again. We understand that no one has to recontribute. If you're in tier 4, 3, whatever, you do not have to recontribute. The teams are going to stay in the same lineage. All that is going to be perfectly fine. So very interesting to see where we go and how we go about it. But I'm going to assume it's kind of just a migrate, right? They are breaking it up into 5 smart contracts. If you are new to this whole thing, we went live just about a month ago, and which is crazy. Time is just flying. And we crashed the system. We crashed the website, right? The smart contract started seeing a few little flaws, but Daisy generated so much. Okay, we had over 52,000 people join in 5 days. A lot of people, this account was able to accumulate $15,000 worth of rewards. That's pinned to Tron. So I believe I don't know, because I haven't really seen it adjust, but I do know it's off of, the Tron value, of course, when you are earning. So we'll look at that, right? This one's tough to talk about because personally, this all looks pretty good, most of this, right? Because see, this account is in tier 7 and does say next one is tier 8. That's new. This used to say 1 for everybody. So things are kind of coming together. I wouldn't go too crazy on some of this information and thinking it's 100% or not. Some of you may be looking at this being like, what? It should be more than that, or what? It's way more than I thought. Right now, I would just kind of hang tight, right? No one can register or upgrade. So we're just kind of learning and building and growing, right? Because you have a chance here in Daisy to go after these new goals and these like this 30-day pay setter deal, and then the 48-hour bonus. All those things are reset. That's insane to me. It's literally like saying, here, we're going to open the doors. We're going to have a massive sale. Then we're going to close the doors. And then we're going to have a massive sale in a few weeks from now, right? Like no one does that. And I think it's tremendous on the fact that we can do that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. We would love to be live and we'd love to be working. But my experience from smart contracts and in this space, you absolutely want to have something working right. Working 100% for you to be able to refer somebody and be confident that the back office is top notch. And that's what they're doing. And so we have to respect that and appreciate that. This will be a game changer. It's already blown so many records out of the water. So you guys know it. And I'm not going to go too in depth of that. But you do have some cool things, right? And like I said, we really don't know how accurate this is at this point. This is all starting to populate, right, and become new. But then again, you don't see anything down here. So as you click on these, we are seeing some changes. let's see if it changes. It does take a minute too. I've noticed that. Like if we sit here on tier 3, it might change this little tree down here. So let's see if that does. What I also looked at, if you see my screen, it might be really small for you, but my cursor is hovered over this little head here. It says 1288 is that little pullout. That's the ID number of that person. Now, I have been informed there's going to be a way to communicate with people in your organization, because when we start going, really hard with marketing and blasting this out there, you're going to be getting potentially, if you're going along the same race and the same pace as far as building this, you're going to potentially see random signups, and you do want to have some kind of communication. And so that'll be in place. It might not be when we go live, but it is talked about. So really cool to see that. Let's see if tier 4. So see it, I think they're all just showing that same thing. So again, take it with a grain of salt on what shows up here as of now. It's nice to see things are definitely working. And just to show you here, total in live trading, this is going up. And why that's going up is because once you've unlocked tier 10, there's a new tab that'll be in this area that says VIP. That's going to allow you to contribute to the trading side with a minimum of $20,000 to fully go into the trading side, right? Because our contributions right now up to tier 7, 50% goes into trading and 50% goes into the matrix. And then it changes to 30 going into the matrix and 70 going into trading from 8, 9, and 10. And then VIP is 100. So this has gone up like $3 million since they opened up live trading, which I think is really cool and great to see it. Now you see total gold pay setters. That is a small number compared to what is going to happen and what has already happened, which is phenomenal, right? Obviously, the number one goal here is to get you to pay setter and then get you to gold. And so we're going to do what it takes, right? The rewards are tremendous. It's not worth it to then say you wish you would have given it your all and tried. So we're going to do a lot of trainings. Obviously, when we go live is really the most important thing. But we're going to really dive into that focus and finding out where people are, what help they need, what they're missing, and it's going to be fun. So I'm excited to go into build mode right here with this because, technically we've been kind of in a launch mode, which is definitely a different ball game. But the goal is, right, we know what's going to happen here. We know how Daisy is. We know what it has. It's real, right? We've got an Endotech partnership, which they have partnerships that are beyond what we even know. I mean, we don't even understand the kind of, future that we have here. We just know it's massive. And, I'm going to do what it takes to not only encourage, but help in any way possible to at least give somebody an account with Daisy, right? Whatever we got to do to get you to tier 1, right? It's $100 to start with Daisy, $100 in contributions of Tron. And whatever we got to do to help you get to that point, it's an absolute 100% goal, because this is going to potentially change you and your kids' and your kids' and your kids' future, right? This is something that is going to be massive. And I'm going to show you why, because this trading side, right? The crowd side will change lives. It already has. It is phenomenal the way they've set that up. But we all love passive, and we all love to work for a time period and get paid for the rest of our life on it. And that's what this is all about, you guys. The fun side. This is the trading side. And from what we know, this is a very accurate page. We are seeing some cool stuff here. I mean, 12%, you guys, that is just crazy. And what we learned on the last Daisy call was this is like a test, right? They're just testing some things. They said, we're having these kind of results in the testing side. Wait till we really kick it off. But remember, this mindset here, when it comes to the trading side, this isn't like a quick, daily deal or weekly or monthly. I mean, this is long-term and can set you up for a long time, right? So we're going to learn more on how things are, how this looks, how this works, what the trends are, and we're going to learn more. And they do update us on a daily basis with those global calls on some of the recent trades they're doing. And so just phenomenal. I mean, when I got to give you just a quick bit of my sense when I heard Daisy. So I actually turned down Daisy months before we heard of it. And I just said, it's too complicated. It's just too much. Like, and the way I got it was explained to me was definitely not the way it is today. But I just was so busy doing what we were doing in CWC, and I just didn't really look at it. Now, a whole month goes by, and it's still being produced and done. And there's some talk about it. Obviously, I heard about it about 3 more times probably. And I just was like, you know what? I just don't know. I mean, it sounds really cool, but it just sounds like too much, right? I was a little bit, I'd say ignorant. You know what I mean? My positive, my attitude wasn't completely open-minded. I teach that, right? I teach to stay open-minded. Now, I was open-minded to hearing it, but I was like, man, I just don't know about this thing, and I wanted to make sure, because anytime we introduce anything to CWC, we really go down and make sure we can get the nuts and bolts and really understand what this is going to be about. We want to know the developers, who's behind it. We do all that, and we're very, very well connected, you guys. And so obviously we're here today. I'm glad I kept the open mind and kept looking at Daisy, because I was like, I got to learn this thing. I got to see if this is really something. And here we are. We brought it to the table, and we've got thousands and thousands, not only who are in and wanting to, move forward. We've got a lot of people waiting to get in the door, right? So really cool stuff there, you guys. If you're in it, right, come and check everything out here. A quick link to the official Daisy Telegram that we showed you earlier, so that's there. And we're gonna see a lot more here, you guys, when it comes to the data and everything we want to learn and see. You've got some different tabs here. Like I said, I don't know what's accurate when it comes to pulling these up. You've got some different payouts, right? And so a lot of this is all frozen as of like 3 weeks ago, right? Nothing is happening in this because they basically closed the door, so people aren't trying to get in and screwing things up on that side. And so this was all frozen. And so, but yeah, it'll be all dissected down. You've got some cool reports. We pulled this one up before. That'll show you some of the pay setter stuff. This will be reset, obviously. So very fun and cool stuff. I think that's really it with the Daisy side. You guys, most of you, I'm pretty sure, understand, the opportunity and where to get everything and all the access to it all and all that good stuff. So any questions on this, please jump in, interrupt me, or throw it in the chat. I see, I think Bo added this. That's Caitlin Bridgewater. He's using another account because he's probably on here with 2. But 1 in every 5, or 1/5 of 1% of the total amount of people currently pay setters in my math. Yep. Madeline, I am in P2 program. Is this connected to this one? My sponsor is 187. Mine is 1760. I don't understand smart contracts. Yeah, so I mean, to answer your question, I'll have to see, Madeline. We can probably talk on a one-on-one basis and find out who your sponsor is, see if you're connected with us within the community. If you're not, it's totally fine. We've got lots of different things going on. And then Madeline, just for your quick reference, come over to the chat or the academy. Okay, this is now the Daisy Academy, but in there, let me pull up the P2 Academy link is above. Bo posted that. And there is a video. I don't know if it's in this one. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's in the Daisy Academy, but it's in the P2 one, and it's in the main academy. And it's a video that says, what are smart contracts? And so if you don't find that, please reach out to me and I'll give it to you. Or we can even go revisit that actual video right after this call, if you don't mind. And I'll teach you a little bit more about smart contracts. And we'll dive into that a little bit if you don't mind. So moving forward here, we're going to show you the Daisy Academy, right? So we just finished some of the Daisy back office stuff, right? Looking at some cool numbers there. Now we've built a training academy for this, right? Like we have with everything. And so this is the holy grail, you guys. Like I said, you won't see this anywhere else. Very hands-on. It keeps your progress if you've watched a video or not. And we've got some great information in here, right? You've got some of the videos. We've got the presentation overview. We've got some great information with Anna Becker. You can go learn more about Endotech here. We've got Jeremy with a great vision of Daisy and what that looks like here. And we've got some basic training. We've got, this was a whiteboard presentation showing you the 3x10 matrix and how that works. We've got the slides in 13 different languages. I believe we've got more now, so we will update that. And yeah, I mean, literally everything, you guys. This topic here, what you need to join Daisy Crowdfund. This is literally everything. Some countries may have some limitations on wallets and exchanges, so just bring that to our attention, and we'll establish what would be the next best move. But mostly everybody is going to be able to get some use out of all this in here, right? How to get Tron Wallet to for your computer, how to get TronLink, not Tron Wallet, how to get TronLink on your phone, how to buy TRX inside the Clever app, you name it, it's most likely here. And if it's not, we will put it here. Real quick, I got Paul. How do log into Daisy from your desktop? Yeah, Paul. So real quick, before I move on, I can show you that. So we'll completely log out. So if you go to daisy.global, I'm just in the Chrome browser extension. And so you just go to daisy.global. It's going to bring you here. You have your TronLink Chrome extension already set up. That's a definitely important thing. And then you just make sure you're on the right wallet. And then you just go down at the bottom and hit automatic login, and you're logged right in. So yeah, the most important thing is to make sure you have TronLink, and that's accessible through tronlink.org is the website. And then you can create the Chrome extension that you see up in my right corner here. And that'll allow you to interact with the smart contract and Daisy Crowdfund. So hopefully that's a quick tutorial. Obviously in the Daisy Academy, Paul, sorry about that. We have that, right? So we have, if you go to, might be on page 2. We've got how to join or enroll Daisy TronLink phone app, and then how to join Daisy from TronLink Chrome extension. So if that explanation that I just gave you, Paul, was a little confusing, come check this video out here. This will definitely give you the rundown of exactly what I just told you. And then like you see here, you guys, you've got restoring wallet information, NordVPN information and other information on that topic as well. So yeah, really all you could ask for, in these academies, you guys, that I really want you to take advantage of and go from there.
And Chris, real quick, if you don't mind, on that particular topic, so on the previous page, there is a video, like if you don't have the Chrome extension yet, there's a video on how to download that specifically. And if you're already using, for example, the phone wallet, what Chris was just pointing out was how you could restore your wallet from one location to another. So to be really specific, you can have wallets in multiple places with the same information. You just have to restore the private key into that wallet, so to speak. And so by doing that, then you would have the capacity to access Daisy from your phone or your computer, for your convenience.
Yep. Yeah. And to also talk about that, I want to try to create a different, it's a little confusing when we talk about the verbiage and the culture of what this all means, right? But so you think of, like, if you're looking at my screen, okay, I've got this wallet up here. You can copy it. The ending of it is, BITZ, whatever that, it's all relevant. But you're looking at this, right? That's the wallet address. Now, I can go pull this same address up with every single coin in it, the same everything in it, the dollar amount, the coin. I can pull that up in Tron Wallet, Clever, TronLink, Trust Wallet, Token Pocket, you name it, right? those are all called user interfaces. We call them wallets because it's kind of just been the thing, but the wallet is literally that code, right? That's where it has all of the stuff stored there. So we do have videos, like Bo said, where we teach you how to go from TronLink Chrome extension on the desktop to doing it on your mobile phone, or going to the other apps, right? Personally, my main accounts, I have them all on TronLink Mobile, TronLink Desktop, and Clever. And it's good to have your wallet on a few of those platforms. I don't want anyone to get confused on this stuff, but it is good once you kind of learn how those things work and how you can restore using your private keys. Just because, like, for instance, Clever sometimes does have a maintenance, sometimes it's only an hour. Most of the time it doesn't interfere with things. It just maybe interferes with swapping or buying crypto, but it doesn't interfere with like your smart contracts or anything like that. But sometimes it could have some hiccups or bugs during those maintenance modes. And so if I want to be able to access my business or my platform, I've got three choices technically, right? You've got the mobile and desktop of TronLink, and then Clever. So I think it just makes me feel a little bit safer when I have a few options to go to, right? It's like having a backup debit card, for your bank, right? If one loses, or maybe it just won't swipe anymore, and you're there to buy groceries, you need a backup. So, and we do show you and teach you how to restore from one to the other. But just to help the community understand, the wallet is actually that code, and then all these apps that we use, which are most likely dApps, it's a decentralized app. Those are the interface. That's just what you use to interact with the smart contracts and your wallets, right? So that's definitely a learning curve. It was a learning curve for me to learn about the dApps and the different routes to take with all this, right? It's a whole new language, but I promise you, in the academy and even just in the chats, and as you jump on these Zooms, you're really going to start to learn this stuff and become a professional. And that's our goal, right? That's our 100% goal. So let me check out the chat, see what we got. So we have to wait for next launch before we can join putting in the dApp. So that is, it looks like Bo, okay, you are referring to Daisy. Yes, we have to wait for them to reopen for anyone to join. So yeah, that is all correct. Right now, Daisy, if you want to join Daisy, we're building the teams and building our lists and just getting people prepared. We can show you everything, we can teach everything, but we just can't get you signed up, or no one can upgrade, at least at the moment for now, if that's making sense. So, okay, cool. Glad we got that. So yeah, guys, I challenge everybody, to come into the academy and take advantage of this. Academy is free, right? We were holding it very exclusive to Crypto Wealth Club community, and it was hard because everyone needs this stuff. And so we've obviously kept it to where it's still for Crypto Wealth Club people or the community, but you can share this, right? We share these, the academy, as a whole, as pretty much the gate in the door, or the door to get in, right? To this whole entire thing we have. A lot of people that I talk to, they come to me because they see me posting about crypto, and they know, the field that I'm in and the things that I do. But a lot of them just want to learn crypto. I mean, I think everybody still needs to learn crypto, myself included. There's so much to happen and go on and learn. So we lead with the academy. This is a place where you can come in, and I'm going to show you guys after the next back office the general door to the academy, where you can just learn crypto stuff and learn some basics. So I just want everyone to understand that, and I'll highlight that a little bit more when we finish up this next presentation, because we are coming up on the hour. So let's move forward here. If there's any questions, please just keep throwing them in the chat. You guys are awesome. I'm going to take a quick drink as we're going through this. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next back office, which is Beurax. I'm going to pull it over here and get logged in. I have a 2FA authenticator login, which I can show you a little bit more info on. I think it's recommended for sure. let's go here. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Okay. All right, so we are in a back office here. Those are some new daily numbers. Those are nice. I did a withdrawal earlier today, so I can show you that. I wanted to be able to just give you everything here, right? So this is Beurax, right? Beurax is very, very passive side. There's a very, very big reward side to it when it comes to referring people, right? There's great bonuses and all that good stuff. But this is dealing with artificial intelligence, and they're trading crypto for us, right? So instead of you learning how to trade, they trade it for us. At the very bottom, I guess I just flew through that. Your main screen here, you can sign up with a free account. Again, we recommend to go and follow your sponsor. I see some more in the chat. I'll come back to that in just a moment. But yeah, you can sign up for free and get a feel for it. As you scroll down to the bottom, you can click on trading platform. This is just trading.beurax.com. Excuse me. We have an amazing overview of this tomorrow. But as you see here, excuse me, sorry. They are trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, EOS, Bitcoin, or sorry, BCH. I think is that Bitcoin Cash? Sorry, I don't know that one. I should. Dash, XMR, and then ZEC, which I'm not familiar with that one as much as well. But this stuff, again, I'm not a professional trader, so this is kind of new information. I do understand some of this information, but this is just to show you the evidence of all the trades happening, right? They've got closing dates here, and they show you all the live trades. So when you come in, you can obviously learn this and check this out. It's definitely not something that I'm going to teach today because I do need to teach myself a lot of it. So really cool information. You can download the PDF. Obviously, I'm going to show you the Academy and everything we have for that. So as you're looking here, right, you've got USD, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. What this looks like, right? And so for this account specifically, it's, you've got your link here. This is the rank, golden manager status. I'll show you a little bit of what those look like. Structural turnover. So this is, almost at $250,000 invested. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. But yeah, over $250,000 invested with this account within the team and the structural, and that's how you earn from the rank advancements and kind of, the payouts. This is a 15-level structure here. Let me show you that real quick. Obviously, like I said, we're not going to go too in depth, but you see this on the screen. You start out at a silver consultant, right? And you can go all the way down the ranks depending on the structural turnover that happens, right? So that account that you're looking at is almost at 250,000. So it's almost at diamond manager, which will give a $5,000 bonus. And then your payouts, right? You've got 15 levels deep. The percentages are higher at the very first one, and moving down, they get smaller and smaller. So, but then as you rank up, those percentages pay out higher as well. So you got a gist of that, very simple and understanding. Now, the beautiful thing here that people are going crazy about with Beurax, obviously the website, you have everything here to come in and learn about it, along with our academy that I'm going to show you. So let's go back to the account and just dive into a little bit more, right? There is some differences here that we are not used to, and I do training and teach and walk people through this a million times a day. So I'm getting pretty good at it, which goes along the lines of what I said at the beginning of this call. Once you get to the point of teaching this stuff, you knock it out of the park, and that's the point you want to get to, right? You learn it, you develop your own ways of it and how to go about it, and your own techniques, and then you teach it, and you just repeat, and then people start to catch on, and that's just the name of the game right there. So these guys do run off UK time, so it's 3 a.m. from what I understand there. And so when we do interact, right, you've got customer service abilities, which Customer service is almost top notch to me personally. They respond faster than my own cell phone provider, right? They really are great. I've been assigned to this lady, Nancy. I've even emailed her. So she's been actually helping me out with everything that I need. I've had a few other reps, but she's been the most common one and the one that's been my rep for really the last month or so. So I don't know if that means anything or she just happens to handle my account. I have no idea on that, but I'm 100% satisfied with that side of things. Going into all these buttons, okay? And I always tell everybody, click buttons, click them, check them out. No one taught me Beurax. I came in here, I signed up, and I learned all this. And it's just by clicking, right? You won't break it, I promise. So account activity, you can add balances, withdraw, conversion. Conversion is actually something I learned new just a few weeks ago. And then you've got crypto transactions. So, I'm not going to go too in depth of some of this because we do have a video on every single piece of it, but I do want you to get the understanding, right? So when you first start Beurax, you need to replenish whatever currency you're trying to use, right? Whether it's USD, which is actually USDT, which is another coin that's pinned to the dollar, and then BTC and Ethereum. So, to give you a brief understanding is, let's say we want to replenish BTC. So we're going to click here, and with your free account, you're going to see all that, right? Obviously it shows zeros because you haven't started yet. This is saying you want to choose the currency and choose the payment amount, right? Or the payment type. Let's say we wanted to put in 0.1, right? It's like 30, maybe almost $4,000 worth of Bitcoin. So then you would hit add funds. I can do this. I don't think it's going to screw anything up. So it shows the final balance. That's basically saying that it would take, I don't want to do that actually. I don't want to screw that up. But what this does is you click add funds, and we, like I said, have videos of this, and it'll take you to a wallet, and you're basically going to send that amount of BTC to the wallet that it gives you and assigns to you. And then, over time, usually it takes minutes to maybe a few hours. Bitcoin is the slowest, but it'll show up here. When you go to your main back office, you'll see that number here. So let's just say we put in that 0.1 and it shows 0.1 where my cursor is. And then we go over to make a deposit. These are the 4 plans that you can choose from. The most common to start with, just for people to get a feel for the system, is total return swaps. This is a very simple and easy way to get familiar with how it works. You can come in here for as low as $20 in the USD and plug it in, right? So let's say we wanted to do that. You know what? I'm going to do it. We're on a call. Let's show you how it works, right? So I've got $161 in there. This right here, we'll just do this. So we're going to do an investment live right here. I didn't really plan this, but hey, why not? So if I put in 20 right there, right? This is going to show me my remaining balance, which is minus 20 from this. This is going to show me that I'm going to get a daily percentage of 28 cents and a total of $4.20 in a 15-day period. Now, that's not, to say that's going to be changing lives and going crazy, but imagine if someone had $20, they lost their job, they weren't able to really go from, they weren't able to get a job right now, or this, the way the world is, it's crazy. So this can literally finance and change your life with $20, you guys. And I'm going to quickly explain how. So we're going to do this, right? We'll show you what this looks like. Honestly, there's not much after this. I click open and it just opens up a new one, but I want to show you. So we're going to open this up, throw $20 in there, and all it does is says it was created. So now it brings you to this screen, which is your deposit screen. And it shows that now I have 2 active ones going. So it actually should say 3. That one's probably not, popular.
The newest one won't show up for 24 hours, Chris.
Okay. So that one, it's there, right? But it's not going to really show because it hasn't gone through its first day, right? So these accruals that you see, those are actually working days. So just keep that in mind. It will be longer than 15 days. Now, after this 15 days is up, I actually get my $20 back. So you basically are letting them trade your crypto for this time being. So if you look at these previous ones, this was a $100 one, and the profit amount so far is that. And then this one was 0.003 BTC. The profit amount is this. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret because those are small, right? You saw some of the numbers. This account, and this is something no one teaches, and some leaders might be mad at me for teaching it, but that's how I roll. I'm transparent. I want you to win. So what I'm going to tell you right now is a strategy. And so if you go into Beurax and you're loving it, right? And you're planning on putting in more than $20, right? I mean, obviously I would say if you're planning on putting in like $1,000, maybe $500, I mean, it could be 100, it could be whatever, but the best way to benefit yourself is to create an account, put in a $20 investment, right? And then you would actually refer yourself. You would create another account. You have to use a different email and some of that information. And then let's say you wanted to do a total of $1,000. So your first account, you'd put in 20 bucks, and then you would sign yourself up. And then that second account, you would deposit 980, and you actually make a percentage off of yourself. So that's called leverage. That's called strategies. That's called, playing the game. Don't let the game play you. And so that's this account. I don't put in very big investments. I do in some of my other accounts, right? Because I actually earn off that. It's really just once you understand this concept, you'll realize that's the only way to go. And most leaders are doing that. So if they're not teaching you that, shame on them because we're here to help each other, right? So this will keep track of those. You always want to keep a deposit going so the account stays active. I've never not let it go to zero, right? This one's almost over. It's got 4 days left. But I don't know really what happens if you stop investing and expect, some stuff to, it's like if you sign somebody up and you don't have a plan going, I assume it should work, but I don't know. And there's no reason to really find out either. So so there's that, but let's go back, right? So we made that deposit. It brought us here to show us the information there. I want to show you some actual cooler information I would like to say. So obviously you can go to my partners tab, and this is going to show you, look at this, you guys. When we first got into Beurax as a CWC, we were hesitant like everybody else. We wanted to learn it and understand it because it's a very, very well life-changing opportunity that's been amazing for us all. But I told 8 people, and one of those is the CWC account, right? And so that's one of them. And then now I've referred all of the rest of my people to the CWC account, but this has gotten to over, I mean, we're almost at, and this was just at 805 people like 2 days ago. I mean, we're getting, hundreds of people a week at this point. And what this means, so partners is free accounts, right? Those are people who signed up. Active is who have an actual investment. So to be honest, I don't know what the other 300 people are doing. They're definitely not earning. So, my goal is to try to reach out and figure out who they are and just help them, right? I mean, at least throw $20 in there. Let your money work for you, right? You've got $20 in your bank account. Allow it to earn while it's sitting, and so that's some cool information. I'm not going to sit on this page too long, but this is literally going to show you every single person that comes in, where they stand and how they are. This is the progress, right? This account is very close to Diamond Manager, which is $17,000 in turnover away. So if I sign somebody up right now and they decide to invest $17,104, I'll hit that rank in this account and then get those bonuses. When you look at those bonuses, check this out, you guys. So these are those bonuses, and this account has achieved those 3, and this is that next one with that $250,000 structural turnover. And then it starts to get really interesting. I mean, this alone is 11 grand that'll almost be accomplished as this comes, which is phenomenal. And then the next one is a big leap, right? You go from $250,000 to $1 million. So, you're definitely scaling your business there, but so is the rest of your team. You've got a team now of people helping you contribute to 2,500,000. So then that next bonus is 20 grand and then 50. And I mean, it starts to get really interesting up in there. And honestly, let me just tell you this. You look at these bonuses, if you've been affiliated with any programs like this, you look at these and you see these big numbers and you're like, there's just no way, right? I mean, I have no idea how I'm going to achieve that. If you get one person into Beurax, and maybe it's you and your spouse, you and your best friend, whoever, and you go in with some money, right? They come in and they do $1,000. Now they do maybe that. I don't think you can do a 20-day. I think you have to do like a 25, 30-day. It depends on the differences. I'll show you those deposits. Let's say they do 1,000 in the total return. You've got all these different options, right? The percentages daily go up, but so do the maximums and minimums, and then the days, right? This is a 15-day, this one's a 20, and then 25. So the longer it is, the better your return will be. Hence, the more you put in, it's the name of the game. The more you put in, the more you get out. So, but if you refer one person, let's say they do this one for $1,000. After their 25 days is up, they've now earned $400 in 25 working days off of their 1,000. You telling me they're not going to try that again, right? So if they go in and let's say they just pull out their 1,000 and they play with house money, that's 100% recommended just because there's no loss at that point. Now they put in 400. Well, now your structural turnover just went up $400. Let's say, 25 days later, they've done the same. Now they're rolling it, right? They're putting in now 800, and now whatever that may, compound or be, over time. What I'm getting at, you guys, is these bonuses are not a matter of if you can hit them. They're a matter of when, right? Because if you just have that one person, or even if you're referring yourself and you're contributing to yourself, those are structural turnover rewards, which will add up to these bonuses. And that's just a matter of time. You may take a year to hit $11,000 in bonuses. There's nothing wrong with that. It could take you a day, a week, a month. It just is all up to you and how you want to do it. But I really look at this as it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you hit these. And that is something very powerful, you guys. So really cool, really great stuff. I do want to show you withdrawal history, right? This is super, super cool. And let's go ahead. So as you can see, this is pretty interesting. I've got an Ethereum one that is actually not fully processed, but the Bitcoin one did. Now, this all has to do with the blockchain, right? And if you understand how blockchain works, miners will grab it and agree on that price, that gas fee, whatever that may be, and go after it. So you can see all these withdrawals, and there's pages of it. Once you click, we'll go ahead. Let's do one live. I'm going to do one with you guys right here just to show you. Let's go ahead and withdraw this $141. So we'll click withdraw. And when you go to sign up, you've put in the wallet address that this is tied to, right? Or this one. And obviously being USD, I'm going to withdraw. And let me, I'm going to throw another nugget at you. When you withdraw the USD, you're technically, because I usually withdraw it in Bitcoin or Ethereum. So when I click withdraw, it says choose currency, which is USD right here, and then choose payment. We can pay out in all these different ways. I typically just stick with Bitcoin or Ethereum, but what I do is I go and check out the market real quick and see what these coins are at. And you always, you don't have to, it's up to you, but it is smart to, if you're going to withdraw your USD to Bitcoin, you want to make sure Bitcoin's not on some crazy spike, or you're basically buying the spike. You always want to buy the dip. So I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. In the last hour, it's up 0.87. It's sitting at $44,900. To me, that's a lower stage because it's been up in the higher 40s. Ethereum is, Ethereum's on a rise. It's up 1% in the last hour, 1.16. So I'm going to, $141 isn't too much to fuss about on doing this process. But I'm going to go ahead and choose Bitcoin. And this technically shows a buy, right? You're buying $141 of Bitcoin technically right now. And so I'm going to type in 141.31. And this shows that the final balance will be at 0. We click withdraw and boom. Withdraw success. That's at 0. We're going to go down to our withdrawal history over here on the left. and we should see this new one right here. There it is, 141. It's got a clock, meaning it's pending. And there it is, you guys. I mean, it's as smooth as that. This shows you the total withdrawals of this account. You can go ahead and run the numbers. There's over $10,000 in withdrawals in USD, 0.1.5 BTC. That's over probably $5,000. 3.5 Ethereum is well over 5,000. That's probably close to $5,000. And the really cool thing to understand is you click on statistics. Look at the life term of this account, you guys. 84 days is all it's been. And, you know, this account hasn't been pushed heavy until just a little bit. So really, really tremendous opportunity here. You see the structural turnover, total withdraw. Look at the total invested. You've got all kinds of, that's invested on my behalf. I did do a 1.1 Ethereum one once. So yeah, I mean, so much data, so many things. I mean, you can come in here and look at partner accruals, right? So these are my accruals of what they're looking at on their investments. You can see that, you know, your account settings, all your personal information, you name it, it's all here. The conversion is what I wanted to show you earlier. I'll show you that real quick. So for instance, if you go and you look at my back office, we have the 141 in there, and then maybe we wanted to just throw that over here into BTC. We could have done that, right? We could have gone here, and you basically are swapping in this portal. Let's say we did have that 141 in there, which it's going to say it, we don't, but we had the 141. It would have given us this Bitcoin. We just hit exchange, and then we go to our back office once it, you know, does its thing, and that'll show up in here instead of here. So there's a cool way to do that. So yeah, other than that, you guys, this back office, when you click on these things, they all have explanations. It's all pretty much, you know, self-explanatory. If you click on like withdraw, you see all this stuff. It shows you and teaches you about it, right? Our YouTube channel. And then what I'm going to show you next is the Academy. We also teach and show you all about it as well. So let's jump over to the Academy. I know time is precious here. I want to make sure you get the most out of this. So we're going to now jump to the Beurax Training Academy, right? And very, very similar in how the layout is, but you've got all the correct information. Susan Pope is kind of their spokesperson. She's the CMO, does all the marketing and helps out, but literally really great professional videos teaching you and showing you. You've got the presentation that we have once a week. I did a cool back office tour, kind of like what I just did for you guys. If you want to go rewatch that, I do a pretty big withdrawal on that one too. Excuse me. How to access everything, right? And then building your own funnel. We've got marketing pages and packages, excuse me, for every single one of these programs. If you haven't seen those, come in and learn all that, right? So you guys understand that we have 3 phenomenal programs. Everybody that's participating in them and that is giving it some sort of effort is definitely winning. And that's the whole goal, is not only are we trying to help you win financially, but we're trying to help you win, you know, in the space of networking, right? Building yourself up, building your confidence up, building your communication up, building your crypto knowledge up. That right there does not have a price tag on it, because crypto is the future, and it is important to know what kind of goes on in it. And people, you know, I haven't paid for crypto in months, you guys. If you can get to the point where you're just earning it and then compounding it and leveraging what you've earned and earning more on top of that, that's where the magic happens. You know, just 7-8 months ago, I was in my brother's basement. I had no house. I, you know, was in the middle of losing my job. COVID was tremendous impact on my life. I was without my spouse, because so I lived with my brother, and my spouse, you know, she at the time lived with her grandparents. So my brother, you know, was with his family, and so COVID was an issue. I had to pretty much stay quarantined in my brother's home. My lady had to stay quarantined in her home. We started to going into about 3 months into quarantine. So we didn't see each other for like 3 months, you guys. And we started to go grocery shopping together when they allowed it. And we were social distance. I didn't even get to kiss her, right? I didn't even hug her. We didn't touch. But we took it seriously because she was with her grandparents. I'm with my brother who is married and has kids. We really respected our time there. But man, last year was the hardest thing for me. I know it was hard for everybody else, but I was able to not only create Crypto Wealth Club with my leaders and then learn all this. I didn't know any of this before June 25th. Before June 25th of 2020, I had no idea about smart contracts. I had no idea about how all this works. I was familiar with crypto. I'd been investing in crypto, very minimal. We're talking very minimal for the last 4 years. But we started to learn all this. I started YouTubing this stuff. I started Googling it all. Now you guys have all of those answers in an academy professionally here done for you and right in front of your face, right at the palm of your hands for free to do what you possibly can. The sky is the limit within this community, you guys. So I'm excited because of the growth we've had, the lives we're changing. I had a cool testimonial that you guys definitely probably saw. A lady reached out to me and said, you know what? She's been involved with a lot of our programs, but she highlighted Beurax and the fact that I introduced her to it. You know, she lost a family member recently and just, you know, was living a very tough situation, and this has changed her life. You know, she's created that side income to really where it's helped her pay off a lot of debts and stay above float. And that's what we're here about. Those are the stories that fuel my fire and really make sure that I wake up every day to give it my all for you guys, which then in turn helps me, of course, right? But that's the ultimate vision that all of us should have, is how do we help the next person? I'm not going to put myself in front of the picture because it's just going to come back to me tenfold when I do so. And so last but not least, I want to just quickly show you, when you do come into the main Crypto Wealth Club Academy, you have this general academy. And this is where I wanted to show you a little bit more information. Madeline, right? That was Madeline. Yeah, Madeline asked for this information. So Bo, if you could throw the front door link to the academy in the chat. Madeline, this is specifically for you. And obviously everybody else can learn from this, but this is going to be a place where, as you can see here, this is called Crypto Fundamentals. What is blockchain? What is crypto wallets? What is Tron? What is smart contracts? And then we've got cryptonomics with our crypto sensei, which is George. And this is just a more deep dive in. We've got a PDF here of all of crypto. We're talking more advanced to the basics as well. But I would say come through this in an orderly fashion and maybe even skip cryptonomics at first, come through maybe some of these pieces and then come back to cryptonomics, however you feel about it. This is going to be a great place to where you don't have to worry about false information, spammy stuff. This is a general place to learn. You've got all this motivational stuff in here to treat your brain and get your day started. You've got personal development, which will develop that mindset when you come across those hurdles. You know, imagine if I didn't agree to doing the first smart contract. Imagine if I turned that down, because during that time I was in a lot of debt. I was obviously living with my brother. I was, you know, had a tough relationship with my spouse because of COVID. You know, I lost my job in August. Imagine if I just didn't have the right mindset to tackle this stuff. And I do blame personal development and motivational videos to keep me along and you know, really intact with how last year went. I will tell you a personal piece that I used to, you know, whether this is relevant or not, I used to never drink alcohol, and I started having a beer at night with just during COVID because it was very stressful, you guys. And you know, I never had beer with dinner, and I was like starting to do that. And not to say like, I mean, it was like one or two, and I'm not a big drinker at all by any means, but I'm just saying last year was rough for all of us, but it all depends on how you treated it, right? Everything got tossed and thrown at our way. And I just took advantage of this industry, learning all this and making it best. I didn't think I would really get much off the ground until coming into 2021. Here we are. We're freaking flying colors. We've got every program we can think of that's going to teach us and train us. we've got a back office here. We've got the leadership. We've got the support. We've got the teams and the camaraderies. Everything's here, guys. It's up to us. And I had to make that decision myself. I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I have kids. I've got that same scenario where I didn't feel like I had time, but I understood that I did not want to stay in that position. And I was like, man, 2021 could be worse than 2020. How do we prepare for that? And I just said, I got to go all out with everything I can do, right? Smart contracts are the future. Crypto is the future. I need to accumulate as much as possible. Here's how we do it. And here's how I've done it. And we're giving it all away, right? We're teaching it, showing it, and it's a proven system. So, man, what a great call. I appreciate you guys staying on. We're an hour and a half in. We've got almost everybody still on this call. You guys are phenomenal. The next Daisy call, like I said, was this here, right? We've gone over that February 12th, 8 a.m. UTC, which is 3 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, the last part was Q&A. So it looks like Bo has been helping out a lot in the chat. So is there anything that I need to address here, Bo, that you've talked about in the chat?
No, I think we covered everything unless there's any additional questions. I do need to apologize. My internet has like literally, I don't know what the deal is. This time of the day might be like high capacity, but my internet's shut off 3 times during this call. So I have to restart it every time, which is a little taxing, but you do what you got to do, right? You keep persevering. Technology doesn't always play nice when you want it to. And, one of the great reasons why we do personal development is so we just say, this is just a little thing to keep me motivated. But I really appreciate, what you shared with everyone tonight, the value of Crypto Wealth Club and the different ways that, we're promoting to help people to, learn and to build in their, crypto space, their I guess, net worth in the crypto space. Obviously, if anybody ever feels like, if there's something specific they want to learn about that, we can help to share to the community, by all means, chime in, add that in the chat or here on the live calls, because, we're invested in creating more value as we go. Obviously, we have to stay specific sometimes to the projects we're committed to in the moment. But we know that there's a lot of things going on out there in the crypto space beyond what we're focused on right now. And we have plans to continue to enhance and build and share aspects related to the cryptocurrency space in general. So just know that we're continuing to grow ourselves. It's not that we're focused solely on these projects alone. We know that there's a lot of opportunity out there in the crypto space, and we dabble within that, just within our leadership group as we test things and learn about things. But we're definitely open to providing more value. If you want to learn more about specific things, we can definitely do more trainings on those things as well, to help everyone within this space, within our community.
100%, man. Yeah, appreciate that. And we strive for that, you guys. This community is nothing without you guys. And so we strive to figure out what is going to be easier, better, more convenient, more efficient. And that's what we go after to bring more to you guys. I do see a few things in the chat. I do want to apologize. I am losing my voice. But I have Paul. Does Beurax have a compounding feature? So let me kind of explain and show that. I would say yes to that. Because what you could do is basically what I just did, right? Where I had that $161, we grabbed 20 of it and put it in, but you could literally keep rolling that over and creating multiple investments, right? So this account, now that you guys saw it with the deposits, has 3 going, right? So let's just say this first one was like $100, right? Let's just use simple numbers. Let's say we made 10. So then this next one, we roll it over and do 110, and then you just keep rolling it, right? And as that goes on, it'll that's basically the compound effect where you can keep building on top of that. And then the beautiful thing, you guys, is when Ethereum and Bitcoin just keep doing its thing and going up, your $100 worth of Bitcoin that you're earning now, let's say you're earning $10 a day, that was $10 a day when you started, right? That's probably $11 a day or 12, whatever that decimal is, right? Because if you look at this, I earned this right here. This is probably only a few bucks, but I earned that. Now, if this sat here, right, that was eventually, let's say it was $5. Well, probably tomorrow it's worth $8 or $9. So that's huge too. You got to always remember the value of these coins, and we got to know and understand that Bitcoin and Ethereum, they ain't stopping, right? They are not stopping. So hopefully that answers. You can definitely do that. You can withdraw anytime there's funds up here. There are minimums. Let me point that out for you there, Paul. As you see Ethereum, I go to withdraw. Let's say, sorry about that. Let's just go ahead and try to withdraw like 0.1, right? It's not going to let us because we don't have enough. Let's actually do the Bitcoin one. That might show us the error I'm trying to show you guys. If we try to pull out that Bitcoin, that's actually too low. There are minimums. So you can come in here and see what the minimum is. So there is obviously 0.0007, and that's what I typed, but it's too low. So if I hit withdraw, it says the minimum needs to be 0.001. So that is the only difference there that might stump you, but you can keep rolling it over once you get above those minimums, and you can keep, reinvesting, which if you're playing with house money, you're playing with money that you can keep doing it. Roll that bad boy over. I am doing a testimonial today, or I've been doing it all week, that you guys are going to be excited for. So I did this plan here. If you go to make deposits, currency swap, I did this one here, you guys, and it's pretty mind blowing. Okay. You've got this one here. So a minimum of $10,000. So I put in, and I'm doing a testimonial and showing all of this raw, and I'm doing daily. So every morning I wake up. Can you guys Emmanuel, can you stay muted, my friend? Unless you have something important to chime in on. So I'm doing a testimonial this week, and I'll stop it on Friday and show you the results live so you can see them, right? As we go through a day-by-day process. But if you put in $10,000 into a currency swap here, this is paying me out over a 90-day course, $300 a day, $27,000, you guys. This is going to happen to me in June, right? I'm actually getting that daily. So my testimonial shows $300 coming in every day. And that's my goal, is to show you that. And then I'm going to do a withdraw and show you how that looks and works. And I just wanted to do a live fill, because that right there, you guys, if I know that $10,000 is not in everyone's pocket right now, but that's equivalent to, if you keep rolling that over and doing the $300 a day, that's equivalent to $72,000 a year. That'll change everybody's life. I don't care who you are. Even if you're a millionaire, that'll change your life in some kind of way, because now you have an extra $72,000. I'm not doing anything, right? I put in, and it's doing all the work for me. They're trading, they're doing all the work for me. That's a very impressive one. I know that is maybe, not the easiest thing to accomplish, but it's working and it's happening. And I totally say, if you only have 20 to start with, you come on over here to Total Return Swap and you throw 20 in there, and in 15 days, whatever the days you choose, you're going to have more than what you put in, and you can keep rolling that and get to the position you feel best in. But this is something that is definitely changing my life and a lot of other people. So I just can't wait to keep bringing you guys value for this. So hopefully that helps with that question, Paul. I know that was a big answer. Let's see, how are we doing in the chat? Do I need to verbalize anything, or do we have all the answers in there?
No, I was just trying to clarify that in order to do a conversion inside Beurax, they require a minimum of $100. You can't convert like $20 of Bitcoin into Ethereum inside of Beurax. You could do that, as a swap somewhere else, but that's just their parameter.
Yeah, so they do have minimums, and you will see that. It will show you, hey, there's a minimum of this. So just keep that in mind. Always read all this stuff and understand it. And when you do the withdrawals, this is always a common question. Like when I withdrew that $141 and it sent it to my wallet, so then I own it, right? It's mine. There's no fee involved with that process, right? When you go to withdraw your earnings to your wallet, there's absolutely no fee. So definitely pretty exciting. That mute button's getting pocket dialed. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and then we'll wrap this call up. So I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in.